If you truly want to help others in life, then start by loving yourself. When you show appreciation for you, you are putting out the vibration of love out into the universe. And I really believe that every soul can feel that. You are reaching out to the collective consciousness, and by sending out this good feeling energy, people can feel inspired to start loving themselves more as well. And I think that when you start to do this inner work and you notice all the good things about yourself, and you're gentle with yourself when you make mistakes, and you are curious about connecting more with your inner being, then I think that this is actually more important than any kind of action you could take for another person. And that's not saying that you can't still do kind things for other people, but when you come from a place of love and you come from a place of just naturally giving without expecting anything from in return, then you are showing up as someone who is very accepting, and people like to feel accepted. They like to feel safe in the presence of another. So if you think about that, first you come into a place of alignment with you, and then you go and interact with the world, then you go and help people, maybe bring somebody food that's sick, or maybe you go shopping for someone who's not able to do that. You can still do the physical action, but when you come from a place of love, you're feeling centered within yourself, you have so much more to give than if you're coming from a place of fear or you're coming from a place of lack. So, for example, if we are feeling sorry for another person, or we feel like we want them to change so that they can feel better, this is not coming from a place of love. This is coming from our own deep insecurities. Sometimes when we see someone suffering, it can trigger something within us that reminds us of maybe something that we haven't let go of yet, or something that we feel insecure about within ourselves. So instead of feeling sorry for other people, it's really good to see them as strong and capable. Know that they are choosing this reality. They are choosing to live like this, and they can change that. If they become more aware of their inner world, they become aware of the thoughts that they continuously think, then they'll know that the energy that they put out into the world is what shapes their external environment. And not everyone is going to become aware of this in this life. I think that everybody has their own timing with this. So some people will become very self-aware in this life, and they will realize what they're doing to themselves, and they'll make those changes. But other people may not, and we have to let them go on their own path. Their soul has its own journey here, and we don't always know what's best for them. So again, instead of feeling bad for others because we think that their situation is uncomfortable, or maybe they're suffering, for example, maybe there's a homeless person that's begging for food on the street. You might feel it might feel natural to feel bad for them. But instead, the best thing you can do is send them love and see them as getting the guidance that they need to potentially change their life. I also believe that other people can feel the energy that you're sending them. So feeling bad is on the vibration of fear, of lack, of limitation, and suffering, and all the lower level energies. And again, I think people can pick up on that. And so it's not helping them to feel bad for them. But when we send them love and we see them the way that we see ourselves, we choose to see ourselves as strong and able to handle adversity and able to reach these new levels of being, we will naturally see that in other people, because we can't help but see other people the way we see ourselves. So take that into consideration too. If you start to feel sorry for another, really take that pause, look at yourself, and ask, am I actually feeling bad for myself in any way? Is this mirroring how I feel about me? And I know that it's human to feel compassion and to want to care for others. Of course, if someone's crying, of course we go and comfort them. And of course, we don't just brush it away. If someone's telling us their problem and they're upset, of course we will acknowledge how they feel. But there is a difference, I think, between compassion and feeling sorry. Because with compassion, I think that that is a stronger vibration. I think that you can actually use that to come into a place of strength and see this person as capable and see them as being able to help themselves, and again, to be able to find that guidance, whether it's this life or in another life. I do think that eventually we all come into that place of knowing who we are, and we come into that greater sense of self-awareness. So again, even if it's not in this life, for some people, they will have their time. It will happen for them. And in fact, just you sending the love and the good energy, that could be helping them. And the effects might not be immediate. It may just be happening under the surface, so you don't see how this is helping shape their lives. But I know that when we choose to see people in a positive light and we see them as these strong beings, I think that does make an impact on them. So just know that when you're interacting with people, ask yourself, what state of being am I coming from when I interact with others? Am I choosing love or am I choosing fear? Because I really believe it's one or the other. I don't think that you can inhabit both states of being. So it's kind of a good way to know where you're at vibrationally. Am I choosing to approach this with love, or if I am I approaching this with fear? And you'll know by the way you feel. It's actually quite simple. When you're feeling good, that's you sending love. You're naturally in that loving state. So thank you for listening to my message. I hope that this helped give you clarity on the topic of showing up in the world for yourself and for others, and how to do it in a way that is really highlighting your most authentic self and coming into that place of love and choosing that this is how you show up in your external environment. And if you appreciated this message, you can stay tuned for more videos. On this channel, I make videos about law of attraction, creating your reality, dating advice, and just stepping into that greater version of you. So again, thank you for watching. I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll see you next time.